From Millie Bobby Brown sobbing to Finn Wolfhard auditioning while being super sick, the Stranger Things casting director Carmen Cuba broke down the cast's adorable first audition.
Finn was the funniest. At a certain point, he started directing the kids and saying like, oh, you do this and you do that. And
First, let's hear it for Carmen for doing such a spectacular job. A huge round of applause, everybody. Our girl heard rent was due from the Duffer Brothers and pulled out the best casting we've seen on a show in a really long time. I mean, the way they've aged on the show and developed on-screen chemistry, that's some brilliant foresight right there. The casting director sat down with Vanity Fair to discuss the cast's first auditions and said that the crew didn't really think the show would be successful. Not only that, they had zero ideas if the show would go on for how long it has right now. She said she had zero foresight and only tried to bring the best talent for the decision makers. But where did Carmen pull such brilliant casting options from? She revealed that very early on, she and the Duffers decided that one thing was clear: no street casting. They were aware that the project was going to be intense, so the children they picked had to have at least some amount of experience or training. They knew the work was going to be hard, and the children needed to be present and working day in and day out for frigging months on end. Not to forget, they had to nail the dialogue too. Damn, that's some tough shoes for a kid to fill right there. They decided that they were going to start looking at theater schools and even at the children on Broadway. Spoiler, a majority of the main cast has now worked on Broadway, and some of them worked there before joining Stranger Things. Over the years, we've seen the children grow in front of us. Looking back at those audition tapes, it seems super surreal because all of them look so friggin' young. Fast forward to now, they've all grown up and are doing amazingly well. I low-key feel like a proud older sibling. Now we're finally getting a peek at how it all began, and I hope you're just as excited as I am. The first tape that Carmen discussed was Noah Schnapp's. He recorded the tape way back when he was only 10 years old. She said that the requirements of the character were someone young, of course, but also someone who was charismatic and loved enough that it prompted the kids to find him, all the while keeping the audience interested in the kids' dedication to it. He had to have a strong presence because, as we know, Will doesn't appear on screen a lot in Season 1, but in Season 2 had to be carried by him. And boy did Will Byers come through. Carmen admitted that they were looking for a lot for Will's character.
dedicated to finding him because he doesn't actually show up that much in Season 1, but we knew that he needed to really carry Season 2, so we were looking for a lot from this character.
Fun fact, when they brought Noah in, he had just wrapped up a film with Steven Spielberg. I assumed that the crew loved him, as Carmen said that he brought the it factor every time he auditioned for them. Off topic, but I was blown away by his acting in Season 2. I may or may not have tried to recreate at least one of his emotional scenes with Winona, and let's just say, it isn't a walk in the park, y'all. The next tape that Carmen dived into was Millie Bobby Brown's, so the exact tape that Carmen watched in the interview is the one that has Millie crying. Yup, it's the viral meme one. Honestly, I'm a bit surprised the casting director didn't laugh out loud right then and there. So it's interesting to see that Millie performed the entire audition in an American accent. I mean, of course, they had it in the prompt, but she even kept most of her interactions with the crew in an American accent until later on. Apparently, the clip is memorable for the casting director and us, as she admitted that Millie hadn't cried on screen until that point. She had done scenes for them previously, but not an emotional one per se. They had them calling her again to see how emotional she could get. And boy, did she deliver. Her performance was so good that it completely blew all of them away. I'm thankful that Stranger Things worked out for our girl because Millie admitted to Teen Vogue that she had a disastrous audition before that one. What's more, Stranger Things was her trying her luck one last time. The next actor really put the C in charisma and really impressed the entire crew. Finn Wolfhard was 12 years old when he auditioned for his role. The boy seemed super chirpy and charming through the screen, whereas the reality was quite the opposite. Finn started his audition by saying that he was sick as he introduced himself. She calls his audition fun because he was doing it from his bed. She revealed that he filmed this tape while being super sick. Carmen agreed that his sickness didn't show, and everyone could tell that the boy was filled with life and energy. Not only that, but he was also really excited to play the part. She also revealed after he was cast, our boy Finn was quite the director with his cast members on set. His direction for his friends turned out to be more than a hunch, as she just finished casting for his feature film. Damn, that's some full circle shit right there. The next person on Carmen's list was slightly older than the rest of the cast. But he's come out to be one of the strongest screen personas we've seen in the age bracket in a while. Yes, it's none other than the brilliant Caleb McLaughlin. The boy was 13 when he auditioned for his role. Watching Caleb's tape, she simply calls it fantastic. I mean, of course it had to be fantastic. The boy acted on Broadway as young Simba in the Lion King musical. Carmen says that Caleb brought a special energy to the set that the rest of the kids fed into and translated into their friendship. Low-key, even after 4 years, I'm always impressed at how well the cast has aged together. While Carmen may have thought it was Caleb who gelled the group, the next actor I have is undoubtedly one of my favorite child actors ever. When it was Gaten Matarazzo's turn, she says they couldn't have sought out or even predicted someone like him. She called him an excellent surprise. What Gaten brings to the character is not something that they imagined. And of course, this translated to the screen too. Dustin started as this goofy science nerd, but over the years, his friendships with people older than him have been the most wholesome. R.I.P. Eddie Munson, Dustin's true bestie. Carmen dishes that Gaten was the first one who transformed his character out of what was originally written. And I fully agree. He's given us goofball, romantic, die-hard loyalty, great emotion, and best of all, an iconic lisp. Apart from the children, the next casting news might shock you. Carmen shared that Winona didn't have to audition for the role. She only met with the Duffer Brothers, and they discussed what's what and how it'd be worked out. However, her on-screen love interest Hopper had to audition. It's super cute that Carmen knew David was Hopper right as she sent his tape to the guys. When it came to the big bad villain for Season 4, the crew was flummoxed as to how to go about it because there wasn't any material to go. Being the genius that she is, Carmen pulled references from Primal Fear and Hellraiser and landed the perfect casting, Jamie Campbell. On that note, I'll take my leave. Let me know which one of the audition stories you found the most interesting. It's definitely Millie for me.